Hey guys, welcome to HipHughes History, where we do the moonwalking and the teaching on the YouTubes. If you're at a history course, guys, and you hear the words good neighbor and you think State Farm, it's not going to end well. So that's what we got up on the platter to learning today. It's the good neighbor policy, 1933 to 1945. So giddy up for that. I hear it right now, like a good neighbor. FDR will be there. So, good neighbor policy, not State Farm. The good neighbor policy was developed by FDR from 1933 to 1945. That was to kind of mend fences with Latin America and create new free trade opportunities in order to benefit the United States. You start with a premise, with a thesis, that whatever we're doing it to hook ourselves up. So don't be kind of befuddled by the word good neighbor to think this is all about being nice to Latin America. That's part of it, but there's always going to be something, in it for the United States. So you have to kind of rewind the clock a little bit, and I'll take you back to the Monroe Doctrine in 1823. And basically the concept is belly rubbing, that the United States is beginning to, kind of industrialize, and we're thinking about new markets and raw materials, and also about European influence in the Americas. We really want the Western Hemisphere, Latin America, to be our hood. So in a sense, I'll explain the Monroe Doctrine as dog piss in the hood. We're kind of marking our territory. We're saying to the rest of the world, my hood. And that really develops into full-fledged imperialism in the late 19th century. You have interventions in Nicaragua, in Haiti, in Cuba, in Mexico, in Panama. And really the United States is interfering for our self-interest, usually economically driven, business interests, to get new routes like the Panama Canal or sugar plantations in Cuba. And really, as we progress into the 20th century, by the time we get into the 1920s, really there's a bad taste in the mouth of people that live in the Caribbean and Latin America. The United States is now seen not as a friend, but as a foe. And really that is hampering our trade negotiations, our ability to have free markets with these independent countries. So FDR is trying to kind of reverse that. That's why he calls it the good neighbor policy. That is actually a throwback to Henry Clay. Henry Clay is in the house. Henry Clay is a former Whig. He was a big Whig. He was Speaker of the House in the 1820s, in the 1840s and 50s. He was Secretary of State for Whig presidents, and he really was the first to kind of coin the term that we should have good neighbor relationships with Latin America, because that's going to come back and be beneficial for us. So beginning in 1933, we removed troops from Nicaragua. That's something solid that you can point to as an example of the good neighbor policy. We removed troops from Haiti. We renegotiated a treaty with Cuba, kind of annulling the Platt Amendment from the Spanish-American War, as Mexico was trying to nationalize its foreign oil companies there. We were negotiating for fair prices, and we're really trying to create this kind of trade zone. The U.S. Marines even purchased, I believe, 20 or 30 ships, and passenger ships, made them cargo ships, so we could have routes of trade. Hollywood got in on the show. Carmen Miranda, famous kind of Hollywood star, that was really planned through the government to have new kind of Latin American personalities enter American culture to kind of create this new relationship, new cultural relationship. So that's basically it. It's going to end in 1945. I would say in 1945 at Yalta we see the end of the good neighbor policy, because our self-interests have changed. Instead of thinking economically, we're thinking about communism and how we can contain communism from the threat abroad. And that's going to lead to U.S. interventions in Nicaragua. We intervene in Cuba, the Bay of Pigs. The list is pretty long. Remember the thesis, guys, the thesis of self-interest, whether you're talking about, warning against European influence with the Monroe Doctrine, or protecting new markets and raw materials with imperialism, or now mending fences with the good neighbor policy in order to create trade opportunities, and then ending with kind of containment and fearful of communist influence in the Western Hemisphere in what we see as our hood. That's paternalism on a stick of learning. There you go, guys. If you haven't subscribed to HipHughes History, I don't even know how to ask anymore. Like, pretty pleased with Jerry on top. Just click my mug, click my face. It'll take you up to the page, and you can check out more than 200 videos, and hopefully we can grow your brain 5 times its size. Maybe 10 for the smart kiddies out there. I'll leave you with my quote, guys. Where attention goes, energy flows, and I'll see you next time I do the teaching on the YouTubes.
O meu ganza faz tica-tica-bum-tica, pra eu cantar o tica-tica-bum-tica.